Alright, today I start a bit late, I'm aware of that, but many improvements in the day of today. I'm preparing also the can you hear my? Yeah, I'm also preparing the devlog of 0.3.5, which is the new build of CRETE. Let me just stop this. But overall, there is a new refactor procedural generation for the levels, and also we got new weapons. Yesterday I was working in the setup of the abilities to make the things more streamlined and being able to set up an ability in literally 30 seconds. I can add a new weapon, just populating all the parameters in literally 30 seconds. So that's really good news in order of making the game design faster. So one of the things I want to start right now is actually testing it a bit to see where we are. So I'm gonna go playing this. Yeah, there we go. So no loading screen, just to show more or less how the procedural generation is working. We got a new lighting setup as well. We run this in around 90 FPS, so that's pretty good news. I've been optimizing the lighting and the levels quite a lot, and right now we are in a very good state for gameplay. So levels in Pi takes around 40 seconds, in a pack game takes around 20 seconds, so that's also very good numbers, and we are still on that. And yeah, right now, for example, I'm able to do a lot of new abilities here, and this is basically just some mocked up abilities just to see how is working the system. I just literally type in the name and all the parameters and getting the abilities out of the system. So for example, I don't know if it's quite loud. Maybe it's quite loud. And also we got new shields. Oh, I need to remove the shield, I forgot. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I should fix that. I got the shield on my forearm. Also, the game also looks good without Lumen, which is one thing I want just to set up for people that prefer to run the game without Lumen. We still have some problems with some trees growing from rocks. I need to check that. But yeah, with Lumen looks better. Oh, that's simulation. Oh yeah. We also have like massive flags now. Oh shit. Yeah, let's fix the shield. Don Salamanca, how is it going, your development journey? It's painful. It's always painful. It's the mix of pain and pleasure all the time. Okay, let's fix the when we swap the weapons. Let's go to melee switcher. So if we go here, characters, hero, abilities, melee, no, melee switcher, this one. Today I was going to do a video, but it's like fucking lazy doing videos. It's incredible. I hate for the new devlog, but it's like I just prefer to do small bits, and yeah, if a video happens. But pushing myself to do videos, man, so boring. Okay, so flip-flop. So I believe it's not done here. I believe this is done in the hero character, where I hide and unhide the weapons by different tags, and that should be done here, I believe. Hey, hi Japan. What part of Japan? Love Japan. I want to go. It's one of my countries yet to go, and I really want to go. Love it. Big fan of all the art you created there. Big fan of Hideo Kojima, for example. One of my references for everything. Shimane, let me see what is that. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow. Wow, it's beautiful. Wow. Wow, this is CGI. This can't be true, man. Fucking awesome. This is amazing. Yeah, I need to go. I really need to go to Japan, man. Do you recommend me to go to Shimane? Shimane? Wow, this is amazing. Look at this little arc there. This is fake. This can't be fucking true, man. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh, cool. Gaming. You are using Unreal Engine. Yeah, I can imagine, but it's the same in every country. I'm from Madrid, Spain, and my neighborhood is full of old people. You know, I can imagine small places, small neighborhoods, small towns become older and older, and the city is younger. It's yeah, yeah. Osaka. Okay. Yeah, I have different. I got a couple of friends that before pandemic they went to Japan and they already did all the check boxes of places to visit, and I got a lot of recommendations. But you know, someone from Japan is always a better reference than Western European. Uh, okay, Osaka, that's amazing. What I would love to go is to visit a fucking anime studio, even if now they are overtiming and they are exploit. I'm really curious to see how they work there. Of course, that's not simple because all the problem with you know, entering these sites and stuff. But it's something I would love to see how people work there, culturally speaking. Um, very curious. Or a video game studio, of course. Okay, so I think this is done here. The tags should be here. I think if I go to shield, no. If I go to get weapon, this is the initializer. There we go. So yeah, this is happening here. Whenever this tag changes between gun and melee, if this is gun, is making this gun weapon invisible, and the shield should be visible, meaning that it's kind of redundant. I'm doing the same thing 2 times, but I guess I did this to have a safety net. So the weapon, which is this weapon here, is invisible, but also the shield. We can do this with both, I guess. So whenever I see the weapon, I should add also the shield. So we can make this. This should work, maybe. We can try and test. I'm in the architecture field. Working in Japan is like a slavery. I can imagine that. In anime studios too, it's the same. A lot of my friends graduated in animation. They are not really happy. I know, ma'am. I know that in the 90s and 2000 things were slightly better. Right now, I don't know if it's because the influence of fast food anime or a lot of demand, but I know the things change. I know back in the days being an animator was really cool and something to feel proud, but right now is like fucking slavery. But to be honest, I know in Japan there is a bit of problem with that, I think, but here in fucking UK is VFX, visual effects, Marvel, Disney is the fucking same mess. It's incredible. The thing is, depending on how you are, I try to do overtime, and I know depending on the country you are, if they ask you to stay late and you don't stay late, maybe they are gonna look at you differently, and that's not good for your reputation. To be honest, in my case, I never cared. For example, I got back in the days when I was working at ILM Disney, I got a dog, so I needed to walk the dog at 7 p.m. And sometimes these companies ask me to finish a shot and stay late and have dinner there. And if I have to walk my dog, I have to walk my dog. That's it, period. If you want to fire me, fire me. They never fired me. I never had a conflict. But I always said no when you got a life. Whatever, could be your girlfriend, could be you have to walk the dog, could be that you want to be at home because you are tired. So I try to never be exploited and try to defend that from the first day. Because if you start saying yes to everything from the first day, you are screwed. You are the one that always stay late. That's the worst thing you can do. So yeah, I mean, it's depending on. It's not an advice I will give to anyone that starts in visual effects. Wherever you go, do what you see around. But after a couple of years working VFX, I started to notice that I don't want to follow this pattern of toxicity, staying late, overtiming, pressure, reputation. No. This is not for me. So I started to respect my own timetable. It is true that sometimes I overtime, but when I overtime, it's because I really wanted and I could. Or because the project was so cool that I really wanted to. For example, I overtime on Matrix 4 in the very beginning when we were setting up the entire previs and doing Unreal Engine. And I wanted to stay late because it was the moment where the Unreal Engine started. Right now that you can see Double Negative, DNEG is a VFX facility showing off about Unreal Engine and doing big PR strategies and saying, hey, we are here to break the market of Unreal Engine. I don't want to brag, but if there are Unreal Engine software installed on those computers and DNEG, it's because I had to fucking work my ass to convince people that we needed to flip to Unreal Engine, where anyone trust me, where anyone wanted to move into Unreal Engine, where there was all skepticism. So I decided to overtime to make something, appealing in terms of real time for Matrix 4, to present it, to find the help of a couple of good friends inside DNEG to show it to the different CG supervisors, global heads. And finally, little by little, they started to be convinced that real time was an option for virtual production and even for Final Pixel. But that took me fucking months, almost like a year, to convince people. So that's the only reason I could overtime. But it's a mess, as always. There's a lot of politics, a lot of back and forth. Mike and Andrew Nash was casualty. Oh yeah, man, I was very fan of Nash. That was, it just was quite sad. To me, was artist that you will never find again. And it's very sad to see this. And there is more people in different ways. And it's a shame that these things are still happening, to be honest. That was a big hit, Mike Nash. Okay, let's see, this is working, I think it's working. Hey, thank you for subscribing, Siddhartha. Okay, let's wait to the very end. I'm seeing a problem that I thought I resolved, but apparently I didn't, which is shadows of on the grass that I don't know why they are coming back again and again. Anyway, this is working. If I go the shield, it's an umbrella. The shield, the umbrella shield. But yeah, the global illumination, for some reason, because here is quite dark, but here is quite bright, so it's like, what the hell? Why so dark? Why so extremely dark? Because I think this shouldn't have shadows, no? Yeah, it's not casting shadows. Yeah, it should be like... Yeah, here is better now, but now the problem, if I remove this, is super washed out, so I need to find a balance. So what I need to do, is to, in this global illumination button, I need to rebalance the skylight depending on if it's active or not. So in the menu, UI, where the hell, yeah, here, where I got this, is the menu, this one, no, fuck me. And this is gonna be complicated because I don't know if I can access that light. Is the CGI, is the global illumination lumen? Yes and no. I mean, it's what I'm triggering right now. I'm putting that on and off. I'm cheating a lot because I want to have 100 FPS with very high quality graphics. So lumen takes around 20 FPS, putting the game in around 80 FPS, which is okay. So what I need to do now is to have a switcher of the global illumination that you will see. The global illumination is this one. Find references, and here what I'm doing is diffuse. Okay, hold on, the stupid spam, I hate this. I need a moderator to moderate the spam. No, I mean, right now, look, I show you. If I turn on the global illumination, means that lumen is taking care of the global illumination. There is always a skylight, no matter what. So this is with global illumination, which also means in case of lumen distance fields. So also occlusion, ambient occlusion. Without, right now the skylight is not producing shadows just to optimize a lot the global illumination. So it's a global illumination that doesn't provide any shadows in the global illumination, which I don't need, because it creates very noisy artifacts usually in grass, and that's why grass doesn't have any shadows. You don't need that, and it works okay. The problem is if I remove the global illumination, now the skylight is quite washed out because it's not producing shadows. So in other words, the shadows that this specific skylight doesn't create without global illumination, with lumen, global illumination is replaced by the distance fields of lumen. So that's okay. So I need to compensate the skylight when the global illumination is off to make it less wash out. Because yeah, this is like a lot of difference. So I need to rebalance that to make lumen look like the other system and so on. The problem is I can't access you think I can get here a skylight? No, you know what? Wow, maybe I can, because this gets the first actor that finds, and if that is true, means that okay, if it's true, the skylight, let's try this. Set value intensity. Wow, if I can do this, would be fucking great, to be honest. The new intensity, let's say, just to be sure that this is working, let's put 2 with lumen, and without lumen, let's say 0.2. If this works, done. Okay, so I think it's working. Yeah, it's working. I can see how the global illumination also is bringing the skylight, and when I remove it, I got this. So now I can tune this. It's gonna be a completely different look development, obviously, but I can say with lumen, just say 1.5, without lumen 0.4. Which is kind of contradictory, because you know, if you have global illumination you want less skylight, but you know, the behavior is a little bit unpredictable. So this is global illumination without, with global illumination without, and the thing is, without global illumination it looks slightly better, in my opinion. This creates this kind of weird, noisy, strange, flat global illumination, while this, I think, works slightly better. The problem of not using lumen is that if I go to a cave, as I'm gonna do now, for example this one, I'm gonna have these artifacts. Well, artifacts. I'm gonna have this lighting. This lighting doesn't make sense. This makes sense. So this is the trade-off. Like, do you want to have these cool things, or you prefer to have a more constant lighting and better for gameplay? You can go like this. So this is more suitable for gameplay in general, because everything is gonna be more balanced, no matter what, where you are. And I think it looks even a little bit better, in my opinion. For this kind of, if it's art directed and you create the assets with, hey, leave me alone. Where the hell? So here, for example, yeah, I think, to be honest, looks better without global illumination. What do you think? Oh, 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 oh. Uy. So what is the fallback set to if you turn off Lumen? Does the global illumination go back to ray trace? No ray trace. There is no ray trace. It's like before ray trace. This is basically no ray trace, no Lumen. Like 99% of the games out there, but I think it's good enough, to be honest. So this is global illumination, this is nothing. The fallback is skylight and direct light and sky atmosphere capturing by the skylight, and I think works pretty decently. So and I get not here because this is gonna be I'm having blueprints on also in streaming, but on a pack game I got even around 100 FPS. Here after the procedural generation maybe have 60 or 70, we'll see. 70 almost, 67, which means if I remove the OBS is around 78 or 80. In a pack game is 95, sometimes even 100, depending on what I'm looking at. So, and this is with global, without global illumination. With global illumination, I fall to 56 directly, which means around 70 FPS in the pack game, around 30 FPS less, more or less. And looks worse because there is a lot of shadows and occlusions. So, and this kind of patches that Lumen creates. So I'm not completely sure about Lumen for this level generation. Yo. Yes, try how the guns range. Let's take the oh, really? Why not? Okay. I think the lighting is good enough. The only problem are the caves. When you go inside the caves or these houses, oh my god. But if I focus in gameplay, this lighting is better because I can see even in the dark areas. Here is where you can see the difference. I think the lighting is okay. This is the part that annoys me. Also because I'm not spawning any grass, because I need to do some line trace checks, but it's stuck. Are you stuck? Oh, you're stuck. Oh, you were stuck. Oh no. So I need to spawn something underneath these caves, otherwise it looks a little bit cheap. And I think, to be honest, I can push... Can't you control lumen being enabled via PP? Parameter. PP volume. What do you mean PP? PP volume. Yeah, post-process volume. Yeah, I could do that. The problem is it's a procedural level, so it means that I need to generate tons of post-process volumes each instance. And I don't know what are gonna be the caves, what are gonna be house. Well, okay. For the houses, like you know, these ones, like these ones there, that's okay because it's an actor. I can put a post-process volume there with lumen. The problem is the rest of the actors are instance hierarchical meshes, and that's a bit more complicated because I need to spawn. I need to know the building box volume, because they spawn in different scale sizes, rotation, depending on the noise they have. So all these things, you know, like going here and shit like that is more complicated. To be honest, I'm not quite excited about adding lumen if the game runs 20 FPS faster without lumen and I'm able to match, you know, many cases, and the caves I can justify the lighting with a little bit of, you know, rocks or self-illuminated. By the way, I'm having a fucking epic fight with jumps and shit matrix here. Alright, uy. Joder, soy idiota. No. Too much. Good morning. Hi Dev, Jadav, how are you? Okay, so I think for the non-lumen one I can even put this 0.3 And lumen 1 I'm gonna put 0, I'm gonna put just 1. Let me just review a couple of extra aspects like the directional light. I can just put in direct influence just a bit higher. But apart of that, we'll see. I will come back to this many times. Right now, I really like without global illumination like this. Like this is maybe more accurate, but I really don't like the feeling of, you know, the constant shadow that it feels. Yeah, I don't know, it's something ghosting as well. Sometimes when you look like this, something is off here, and I'd rather prefer something like this. Hey Jaidev, right? Yeah, it's going great. Just testing some lighting options. Also, I want to start setting up new sorts. So let's do that, because what is this one? This is a very old sword I got here that I never use, which is crap. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Holy shit. I don't know what is this. It's a, oh my god, I don't know what they did here. I can't even sprint, I don't know why. Come here. Oh, qué perro, tío. Qué perro, qué perro. What a dog. That was a dog move. I think you might be able just to cancel the lumen to affect the foliage. No, lumen, because happens in a screen space, there is no way of putting lumen for one thing and not for others. I mean, lumen is a mix of ray trace plus a kind of optimized ray trace by comp projection from the camera and a screen space. So the screen space part, which is the major part, that's why you have this kind of ghosting when you change the camera very fast. That's something that you can't resolve so easily. So the kind of overall aspect and feeling of lumen happens in this screen space, so you can't do that. You just need to choose. Are you gonna use lumen, yes or no? If you want to play without lumen, you play without lumen. If you want to play with lumen, you play with lumen. There are trades-off. The caves, yeah, they're gonna look darker and more realistic with lumen. I can also do tricks for the caves as well, of course. I can use post-process. The problem is all these caves, all these things are done at runtime. So, and they are instance meshes, meaning that I don't have access to either the building volumes and many other things. So it's a bit more complicated just to say, oh yeah, whatever, you can put post-processes, because it's not an actor. They are instance hierarchical meshes in order to make this optimized for gameplay. So it's a kind of, it's just how do you want to play. In the same way, when you play a game, you go to settings and you decide, do you want ray trace or do you want to play ultra settings, or but this is more about the look more than the performance, even though with yeah, I prefer this, man. I really prefer this. It's more moody, it's quite dark, but I like this kind of dark. It's moody, it tells the story. There are these dudes, they're coming to me or whatever they want to do. I love it. I think I prefer this, to be honest. My laziness of not removing the gun, and you can see the tip of the gun on the left. Uy, wow. And yeah, of course, here I can see my body, even if it's in the darkness. Yeah, global illumination. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. Just options. The more obvious one is here in the darkness. Wow, I killed him. But for gameplay, I think even makes sense. That's a crazy rat doll. Sorry, buddy. So now I'm with lumen or without lumen? Yeah, you see I prefer this. I was thinking, I like the lighting now. And that was without lumen. Oh shit. Oh. I saw him. That one is dead. Oh wow. Hey. I hit him. He died? Okay, I'm gonna try. Chris is the second character, is the female. I can show you now. Hostia. Fuck. Hijo de puta. Are you challenging me? So I can kill you, eh? Sorry, man. Yeah, I didn't put any zoom scope yet. I will come. Oh man, they are coming. Hostia. Hostia, man. Alright, anyway, I'm getting distracted. Chris is... what is it? Ooh. Chris is a crash. Ah, no. Chris is... the second character. When you play cooperative, it's doing the procedural generation, so it's gonna be slow until this loads. And I'm going for my no global elimination. Boom. Oh my god. Fuck me. Pero tío. Uf. Holy fuck. Are you using behavior trees plus also dynamic different personality traits, but they are behavior. It's basically behavior trees and game ability system. Joder. That was rough. Okay, I imagined that was going to happen. Hey Caroline, I'm also watching on a hotel TV, so I can't easily see the difference. What would you say if there wasn't foliage? That's a good question. I know in 5.1 they are gonna also implement masked materials with WPO with wall position offset, so that's something to consider. But this is even without foliage. I really like how everything looks. I really like this kind of very soft lighting here than this wash out version. I really like without lumen. I don't wanna lie. This is great. It's okay. Brings more bounces, but this beautiful stylized, contrast here, like Caravaggio and things like that. I don't know. I like more and more fan of that kind of lighting. Because also I got global, and for example here I can see more details in the rocks while I put here, I see everything flatter. I mean, it's great lumen, but I've been playing around a lot. Also, lumen creates this, noise patches everywhere when you have foliage and a lot of crap. And with this, it's way cleaner. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. 20 FPS is a big trade-off. For the caves, I can do I can do other systems indeed. And for the houses. But I've been working with Lumen all this year on CRETE, and all the levels were all the time with Lumen. But at this moment, when I started to bring a lot of assets and a lot of foliage, and I put all the elements together with a lot of organic pieces, is where I start to see Lumen to fall a bit apart. At least when you have a lot of world position offset, distance fields, ambient occlusions, skeletal meshes, ghosting, it starts to feel a little bit behind of what could be. When obviously, if you see Lumen, the only demos we saw in AAA, let's say AAA, is just deserts, hard surfaces, and deserts, like bright, diffuse albedo colors, which is also very useful for Lumen. But when you need like very intricate detail in caves and dark, grassy, wet materials and a lot of procedural pieces that occludes one to each other, and you don't know exactly how they are gonna look, Lumen is gonna have a hard time, because can be indefinitely finding bounces to reach the areas that maybe need like 50 bounces to get there. So you will never see you will see noise, basically. There's less information and more noise. So I think this is, I don't know, every single time I play from scratch, I don't know if I see in Lumen or not. But yeah, it's I just like it better like this. I don't know. No. Hey JDev, no health bars in this game. No health bars, no help, no arrows, no go there, nothing at all. You play wild. I grew in the 90s. From Super Mario to Tomb Raider, there was not many health bars. It was all about intuition, and I don't know, you didn't notice, but the enemies actually have a health bar. If I bring one of our good friends here, it's all about environmental reading. But no. Having minimalistic UI is one of the keys. But these guys have health bar. What do you think is the health bar here? They have actually two things. They have shield bar and they have health bar. So let's see. They have shield bar, which is this one. The more you see this, the less armor they have, so you can make more damage. And this is basically what you do with the melee. That's the shield bar. Then you got the health bar, which happens here. I can't show you this little by little, but basically you can see that here. This is half of the health. This is about to die. And this is almost death. And you also have the core here, which is the last shot, and it's basically what you take from them. And by default, all the health. So yeah, no health bars, no maps, no health bars, no. This is pure identification and exploration by sound cues, by visual cues, by reading animation, by understanding the enemies, but no helpers. I'm completely against of how game design has re-educated in the last 10 years to go on rails. If you compare any new Tomb Raider with the original fucking Tomb Raider, the distance is massive. I miss that, and people that is gonna play CRETE, they will need to accept the consequences of my traumas of playing games where it's you against the universe, and you don't have fucking every 5 minutes telling you where to go, because I don't want that. I want to discover where to go and get excited about the achievements, and I don't want to know if this guy is about to die or not. At least not in the very beginning. Little by little I will know that when I see this disappearing, these fellas are about to die. And the same way when the shield is discovery, and this is a spoiler of course, but there are many mechanics that can tell you how the AIs are behaving. Like for example, when they got also the metallic skin with this, they have a stronger skin, which is harder to penetrate with the guns, but it's easier, or at least you can still making damage with the swords and the melees, because can perform this kind of skin, but the bullets no. So yeah, there are different moments there, visual cues, that is all about the enemies. Like any enemy in the future of CRETE is gonna have visual cues that is gonna tell you what is going on. Also these things change color to tell you in what state they are. So yeah, they are ready for a lot of crazy shit. It's wreck. But yeah, no UIs, man. Oh wow, that was too much pushing, right? All right, that was a crash. Yeah, I think this crash is already the sign that that's all for today. Yeah, that's all for today. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will try to do a stream tomorrow. I need to record a video for the new devlog. Let's see how it goes. If it goes well, I will have it on the YouTube channel of Real Time Mayhem. If it goes bad, maybe on Wednesday. We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice